spoke about the methods that the Prophet ﷺ used in raising the level of faith in his companions, and also to educate them to be, as we mentioned, the best generation ever that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created by the witnessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by his testimony too, because Allah is the one who says kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas, speaking about the generation of the Prophet ﷺ, of course, and those who followed him. And we mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ used many methods. One of them is to use stories. The other one was to give an advice from time to time. The third one is to make Muslims or believers scared of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometime and hope for Allah's mercy in another. We also said that the Prophet ﷺ used what we call the method of addressing the minds of people without underestimating them, without belittling their minds. And he also ﷺ, and this is what we concluded with last time, used the method of conversation. And he ﷺ kept on conversing with the Ansar until they were pleased after they were prevented from taking the levies, or after the Prophet ﷺ gave al-mu'allafati qulubuhum and not them. Today, inshallah, we're going to speak about another method that the Prophet ﷺ used to educate his companions, which is al-ighladu wal-uquba, to be harsh and to punish. The Prophet ﷺ, for example, was sitting in the masjid and a man came to him, said, Ya Rasulullah, la akadu udriku as-salata mimma yutawwilu bina fulanun. So the narrator of this hadith says, فما رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في موعظة أشد غضبا من يومئذ. And the narrated hadith is Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari. He narrated this hadith. Then he said صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال أيها الناس إنكم منفرون فمن صلى بالناس فليخفف فإن فيهم المريض والضعيف وذا الحاجة. A man came to the Prophet ﷺ complaining that a person, an imam who leads the salah, is making it so long, and this man is complaining about the length of the salah. So the Prophet got so mad, and the narrator of this hadith says, I've never seen the Prophet ﷺ mad like this. And he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O people, some of you are repellers. They repel people away from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whoever prays as an imam with people, he should make it not as much as he does it by himself. Because among them there is the sick, and there is the weak, and there is the person who has something to do, so he has to leave the salah. Also, another incident that the Prophet ﷺ got angry at, even though, by the way, this was not his norm, I'm going to speak about that in a minute. A man was seen by the Prophet ﷺ wearing a golden ring. And of course, we know in Islam that gold is prohibited for men, not for women though. It's halal for women, not for men. So he ﷺ went to the man, and look what the Prophet did. And he snatched this ring from his finger, and he threw it on the floor, and he said, يَعْمَدُ أَحَدُكُمْ إِلَى جَمْرَةٍ مِنَ النَّارِ فَيَضَعَهَا فِي يَدِهِ. A person would take a piece of fire and put it in his finger. So when the Prophet left, the companions told the man, go pick it up and sell it, or whatever, do something to do with it. And he says, وَاللَّهِ لَمْ أَكُنْ لِأَخُذَ شَيْئًا طَرَحَهُ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. I would never take something, the Prophet ﷺ put it on the ground. So the Prophet became so angry at these moments. However, this was not his norm, this was not his habit all the time. The Prophet ﷺ, most of the time, was a very lenient man. He was a great teacher. And he, Azza wa Jal, praised him with this quality by saying, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. Because of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you become lenient to them. And he also says, praising the Prophet ﷺ, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. From among you came a prophet that is hard for him to see what you're suffering, and he is, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, رَءُوفٌ Rahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the two qualities like those of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ar-Ra'uf and Ar-Rahim. And also Muawiyah ibn al-Hakam radiallahu anhu described him by saying, بِأَبِي هُوَ وَأُمِّي, may I sacrifice my father and mother for him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. مَا رَأَيْتُ مُعَلِّمًا قَبْلَهُ وَلَا بَعْدَهُ أَحْسَنُ تَعْلِيمًا مِنْهُ. I've never seen a teacher before or after him who is better as a teacher than him. فَوَاللَّهِ مَا كَهَرَنِي وَلَا ضَرَبَنِي وَلَا شَتَمَنِي. Have never insulted me, nor hit me, nor cursed me. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself encouraged people to be lenient and nice by saying, ما كان الرفق في شيء إلا زانه وما نزع من شيء إلا شانه. If leniency is found in something, it makes it good and appealing. And if it's taken away from that thing, it would make it not appealing at all. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam also says in a hadith narrated by Jabir radiallahu anhu, من يحرم الرفق يحرم الخير كله. If a person is deprived from rifq, leniency, he is really deprived from goodness. And of course, you know the story of the Arabi, the Bedouin who came to the masjid and started urinating in the masjid, and the reaction of the companions compared to the reaction of the Prophet ﷺ. The other method that the Prophet ﷺ used sometimes to educate and discipline his companions is al-hajr, abandoning. And the best story to give is the story of the 3 good believers who did not go to the Battle of Tabuk out of laziness, not like the other group of people who are the hypocrites who came to the Prophet with different excuses. They said, Inna buyutana awra, and they said they have businesses, and they said it's, and the Prophet ﷺ knew that they're hypocrites and they're lying, and he just let them go. But those people were very sincere with laziness, because this is the time of the year that the Arabs used to rest under the shades and enjoy the fruits and so on. And it was a very, very long journey. It was about 50 days, 25 to go and 25 to come back, plus the enemy was the Roman army and so on. So a lot of people felt that it is going to be hard for them, that's why they didn't go. But the Prophet ﷺ, of course, told the Muslims, even the family members, not to talk to them for more than a month. I believe it was about 50 days. And Allah